The first time I saw my own face on the screen, I thought someone was pranking me. The second time, I realized the listing was charging money to access the rest of my life. I wasn't doing anything illegal. I work in IT security, which is exactly why a coworker sent me the link with a joke about career development. The page looked crude but organized, like a marketplace pretending to be a forum. Usernames instead of names. Prices next to thumbnails. When I clicked the preview, there I was. A candid photo from a coffee shop near my old apartment, one I'd never posted anywhere. Under it was my full name, a list of addresses going back 10 years, phone numbers I no longer used, and notes that made my stomach tighten. Lives alone. Estranged family. Predictable routine. I laughed out loud at first, because panic hadn't kicked in yet. Then I scrolled. There were timestamps showing updates, some as recent as the previous week. One line mentioned a scar on my thigh that no one at work knew about. I shut my laptop and sat there sweating, replaying every interaction from the past year. I convinced myself it was scraped data, exaggerated, maybe even wrong. Then I noticed the comment section. Someone asked if I was still compliant. The seller replied, not yet. I reported the page through every channel I could find. Nothing happened. The site stayed up, the listing stayed live, and the price dropped. I stopped sleeping. I changed my route to work, canceled plans, unplugged every smart device in my apartment. When I told my manager, he suggested I take some time off and not spiral. A week later, I got an email from an anonymous address with a screenshot of my front door. The subject line said, "We need to update your profile." I didn't respond. I called the police. They took notes and told me they couldn't verify the source. That night, someone knocked on my door at 2 a.m. I froze, heart pounding, watching the handle jiggle once before stopping. The next morning, a package sat outside my apartment. Inside was a USB drive and a handwritten note telling me to review inaccuracies. On the drive was video of me from inside my own apartment, pacing, talking on the phone, sleeping on the couch. Angles I didn't recognize. I tore the place apart and found a camera hidden behind a smoke detector. When I pulled it out, my phone buzzed. A new message appeared on the listing, subject is becoming uncooperative. That's when I realized this wasn't about selling information. It was about leverage. I moved out that night and stayed with a friend who believed me just enough to be scared. The listing disappeared 2 days later. No explanation, no warning. I thought maybe it was over. Then my mother called for the first time in years and asked why I'd been acting out. She knew things I'd never told her. Old mistakes. Private messages. She said someone reached out offering to help stabilize me if she cooperated. I finally understood the scope of it. This wasn't a random seller. It was a network that collected pressure points and rented them out. I scrubbed my online presence, changed jobs, changed cities. Months passed without incident. Just when I started breathing again, I got a notification on a different site, one I'd never visited. Welcome back, it said. My profile picture had been updated. New address. New routine. A note at the bottom read, improved behavior observed. Monitoring continues. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know who's watching. All I know is that somewhere, I'm still listed, and someone is always deciding what I'm worth.